the ongoing saga on Capitol Hill to elect a new House Speaker after two failed attempts to win the job. Ohio Congressman Jim Jordan pushing for a third round of voting. The conference remaining deeply divided over where to go from here, with the House unable to vote on any bills in the interim. Now, the interim speaker, he's threatening to quit. Ryan Nobles joins us now from Capitol Hill. Ryan, this was first reported on NBC that the interim speaker, Patrick McHenry, may quit. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, what he's threatening the rest of the conference, essentially, Ellison, is that he is not going to put himself in a position that he feels violates the Constitution. And there was some talk earlier today that perhaps the Congress would move to empower Patrick McHenry to allow legislation to come to the floor, despite the fact that he was never elected Speaker of the House. And McHenry made it clear to those that were pushing for this type of effort for him to be in this space that he was not interested, and that he was only there for the express purpose of electing a new long-term Speaker of the House, and that he wasn't going to be involved in any sort of temporary plan that would just get them over the hump to the next Speaker of the House. Just yet another example of the roadblock after roadblock that the House of Representatives is running into as they try and replace Kevin McCarthy after he was dumped by his conference now just a little more than 2 weeks ago.
Ryan, where does Jim Jordan's effort stand to try and hold a third vote? Does he think he can actually get the votes, or is this a situation where there's no one else who could get close to what he has, so might as well give it another go?
It's a great question, Allison, and we don't really know the specific answer to it. We know that tonight that Jim Jordan did meet with a group of those holdouts, trying to convince them to switch their votes, and the holdouts that left that room appeared unmoved. They made it clear to us that there is nothing Jim Jordan can do to win over their votes, and the way they put it, that Jim Jordan needs to understand that he is not going to be the next Speaker of the House. Jordan, for his part, has refused to step away from his candidacy. He chose not to try and enforce a vote tonight, but instead, the earliest the next vote could happen would be 10 o'clock tomorrow morning Eastern time. But, Allison, there are no signs that he's making any progress with this group that seems firmly opposed to him becoming the next speaker. Remember, he can only afford to lose 4 Republican votes. There were 22 Republicans that voted against him, I should say, in the last round of voting. And some Republicans believe that number will only grow if another vote comes to the floor. Allison?
All right, Ryan Nobles on Capitol Hill. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.